Hey guys, this is Brendan Mejia from Power Rangers Dino Charge.
This is Jack Guzman. I play Danny Delgado as the Black Ranger on Wild Fort.
Hey, it's Mike Chen. This is the Gold Power Ranger from Power Rangers RPM.
And this is Steve Cardenas, a.k.a. Rocky the Red Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
My name is Peter Sudarso. I play Preston the Blue Ninja Steel Ranger and Marvin the Red Hyperforce Ranger.
Hey guys, this is Tracy Lynn Cruz.
Do you like dancing and do you like Power Rangers? Well, make sure to come to Morphicon 2018 to the Angel Grove High School Prom. I'll see you there.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the Angel Grove High School Prom Party hosted by that hashtag show. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Come out and have some fun. Peace.
Come join me at the Angel Grove Prom at PMC 2018. I've never been to a prom because in New Zealand we don't have prom. So join me. It's going to be my first. Crown me, prom king. No, okay, don't do that.
And I need you guys to make sure you join me at the Angel Grove Senior Prom at Power Morphicon this year.
And I want to see you at the hashtag show's Angel Grove Prom at Power Morphicon.
I want to welcome you to the Power Morphicon Angel Grove High School Prom. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. It's going to be fabulous. Dress up, and we'll see you then.
At the same time. Oh hey!
Oh hey!
I didn't see you watching us. Welcome to the Retro Ranger Wrap Up. We are here live at the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach. I am joined, as always, by
Daniel
and
Elle.
And I'm Joe. Guys, how did you just saw Solo? How'd you like it?
I actually really liked it. I thought it was really entertaining.
I heard you cried.
I cried.
Really?
That's why I find makeup is kind of try to smooth it out a little bit.
What have you been up to?
Nothing much. I was just learning and soaking up Power Ranger knowledge, like Sentai, all this lore.
What about it?
Just learning more, like Kamen Rider and Kamen Rider build and where it is in the whole Kamen Rider mythos, and some of the tropes that go along with it. It was interesting.
What'd you learn?
One thing I did learn is that there's always the trope of a character that they turn from bad to good. Like, that always happens. And
From bad to good, gotcha.
Yeah. Like,
I like
oh
that
my
trope,
God, the bad
though.
guy. Yeah, and
Like
it's a
redemption.
big Sentai trope. Happens all the time. Even happens in this one. With, like, Grease and Banjo dealing with, I forgot the other guy's name.
There's a guy named Banjo?
What's the guy's name? Evolt. Evolt is, like, the bad guy. And it's so interesting. They did something really interesting on Kamen Rider Build. I'm liking that a whole lot more than
We already got our first super chat, guys. Toku Kid says, "Happy Sunday. I've been playing Detroit and love it."
Dude, such a good game. Everyone got it but Jezzer. Okay,
Is
yeah,
it
but I want to do a
based on the
replay.
movie?
What movie?
The one with John Boyega?
No. It's based off the Eminem movie. The 8 Mile?
8 Mile?
But it's not based on the movie by the same name, Detroit?
No. That one was too
About the
too
Detroit
much to
riots?
deal with.
It's not about the
Oh
Detroit
no,
riots?
it's too much to deal with. But
then
actually, it is
grand
Detroit,
confusion.
But it is Detroit riots happening actually.
Oh, so it is based on the movie?
Pretty much.
Interesting.
It's a revolt. And now not with races, but actual.
Greetings from Germany, says Mr. Murrow.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so tonight, this evening, I don't know what time zone you're in.
We don't know.
We're going to be talking about the iconic episode, The Power Transfer, right? I know I cut you off on that Detroit thing because it was boring me. So
Wow.
It was.
Did you guys like it? Did you guys like hearing about
interest.
it?
So we are going to be talking about the power transfer. This is what the people tuned in for, not for Detroit.
I think they wanted it.
But they also want to know more about our lives. So let's do a fun little game while we can. You look nervous now.
Yeah, because now she's like,
Because I want to win. I want to win.
Yeah.
On the fly. Are you like Rob, where he's super uber competitive and then loses and then cries about it?
Probably. I do cry a lot.
Oh boy!
It happened.
Well, he doesn't watch the
There's
show,
a Bibbidi
so it's
Bobbidi
fine.
News all about it.
There's the one episode all about
There's
it.
one episode all about it.
Oh.
The downfall of Rob.
That would be hilarious.
I can't wait to tune into that.
It was
It's like
great.
one of those like still shots, and they're like zooming in while Omni's
single
voice is
tear?
talking. Yeah, like they're like, and that's when we knew Rob really had a problem. And he's like, I didn't have any problem at all. You know, this interview's over, and he walks off.
Okay,
That'd be
so
great.
out of the Rangers that we currently have that we've met, Which one do you most identify with?
Oh man, that's hard.
Because you would have said Trini, but are you going more towards Billy now?
That I identify with personally? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that smart.
Okay.
And I'm not that, like, morally upstanding.
Would
I
you say
don't
Adam
think.
now then?
Maybe? I don't know. What would you say?
Okay, how about this? Why don't we choose for each other?
Okay, cool.
Because we've met 9 Power Rangers so far in
Yes,
total.
yes.
Right? Out of the 9,
Uh-huh.
who would you be and why?
Well,
Who do we think she would be?
Elle would be Trini.
Trini.
Trini is so chill, but still, you know, she knows how to get business done.
I think you'd be Adam.
What?
Personality, because when you first met, she's a little shy and reserved, but then you obviously have personality and you're kind of like outgoing and you're cool with the team.
Huh.
Okay. I agree with that.
Okay, good one.
How about me? It's pretty easy.
Is it Kimberly? Come on now. Clearly an Aisha. No, is it Jason or is it Tommy? I'm gonna go for Tommy.
I don't think I'd be a Jason. I'm not
It
a
definitely
Jason
wouldn't be a
kinda guy.
Jason.
No, right?
Not
Okay,
a
Tommy
Jason.
then. Tommy.
It has to be
Tommy.
Tommy.
Sure. Jezzer's a Jason.
Jezzer is not a Jason.
Rocky, the
Jezzer
Rocky?
is a Finster. I
What?
think. Squat.
Oh my God! Hey, Squat did something good
Yeah,
in
he
this
would be-
episode and actually didn't mess up.
Who would you be?
Adam?
Aisha?
I mean Adam. Aisha.
Probably Aisha.
What? What? What?
I think he'd be Rocky.
Fair weather fan like Aisha.
Fair
That's
weather
like
fan,
always
that's it.
on the fence trying to make everybody happy.
You missed yesterday's episode because I didn't make a lot of people happy or someone
Why?
happy.
What happened?
Ryan was on here like, "Oh, goodbye, guys. I'm leaving," and I was like, "All right, bye, man. We'll see you when you come back." Like, we'll see you when you come back. Family's right here. Just let us know when you're back, man.
Why was he upset?
Don't even know.
Why
Don't
was he
even
upset?
know. Don't even know. He just, all right, guys, I'm leaving, and I'm getting off with DHS hashtaggers, and I was like, all right, man, goodbye. This is
Maybe
like
it's a
time
cry
number
for
10.
help. Who knows?
Who knows? But he's
Maybe
not
that's a
telling
Kimberly
anyone.
move then.
a
You're just
traitor
like,
move.
bye, I'll see you later.
Yeah, all right.
How she was like with these Rangers in these episodes. All
My
right.
God,
We
that was it.
We hadn't really even talked about some of the stuff we do. We have the super chat feature, which helps support the show. That is that I'm going to call it a $sign down there because that's what it is. It helps support the show. It helps us give things back to you. Obviously, we have the Angel Grove prom, so a lot of it's going to that, and a lot of it's going to the stuff that we are doing at Morphicon.
Yeah.
We also have the THS hashtaggers group, which Daniel just mentioned, which Ryan just left. So if you didn't like Ryan, it's a good time to join. Daniel,
Wow.
what is the THS hashtaggers group?
THS Hashtaggers Group is a group of
The
like-minded
Ryanless
geeks.
THS
The
Hashtaggers Group.
Ryanless
Give us the updated.
THS Hashtaggers Group is a group where like-minded geeks without Ryan can actually meet up and converse with other like-minded geeks that are not Ryan. So we'll have a conversation, and you guys can talk about anything and post anything there. You like comics, you like video games, you like board games, whatever you like, talk about it right there. And trust me, you'll find someone else that will talk about it too. Also, you can arrange rooms for the Angel Grove prom. A lot of you guys are coming from out of town. Please talk to someone there and then get something synced up, and you guys will be able to share a room. Cut some of the cost off.
Yeah. Elle, talk to us about the TeePublic store.
It's a store where you can buy cool shirts, like this one that I have. That's
Actually, you can't buy that shirt there
Oh,
because that was
I
a
lied.
Limited edition.
that was a Power
Limited
Morphicon
edition.
exclusive.
That was 2
Oh,
years
I
ago,
lied.
Power Morphicon, but we
Like
will have
this
a new
shirts,
one coming up.
new
Exactly.
nerdy kind of shirts that you
Yes.
can buy, not
you can,
this.
You can
but
actually
similar.
get the hashtag logo t-shirt, which is so cool right now. So that's something definitely I suggest wearing you, be part of the hashtag army, whatever.
Yeah.
you can see it way down here. This is like an extra large.
Yeah.
It is an extra large. Those are some of the shirts that we do have. We also have a cosplay never stops. I was gonna say dies, but
Yeah, we have
Cosplay never
cosplay.
stops.
does
Cosplay.
also stop. But you can get that shirt. You can get our Deadpool shirt. Deadpool's in demand. Obviously, did a great. Had a great showing for a movie.
Yeah.
We also have the Darth Vader shirt for all you Star Wars fans,
Hey,
and
Solo
a Doctor
came out.
Strange for all you Marvel MCU fans.
That's right.
Doctor Strange, Stranger Things mashup. So
Yeah, that
there's
one's super
that.
cool.
I do like that one.
Put your fandoms
like
together.
9 million of those left. So guys, go out and get those. They're at TeePublic. You can check those out. Wear them to your conventions. Wear them when you see us at conventions, wherever convention you may be going to.
Get one of my shirts. I'll sign it.
You're gonna sign a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, if they get one of mine, I'll sign it. I don't mind.
Then what if they're gonna wear it, and then what if they gotta
Who
wash
knows?
it?
I mean,
the
then you wash
Sharpie.
off. Then wash off. Who cares? See me.
wash off.
You'll see me again. Then I'll wash it. I'll write it on it again. Doesn't matter.
Oh boy!
And you'll
All
get
right.
that for free. along with purchase of the shirt.
You can't get my shirt there. It's simply not available on TeePublic. It's not going to be available. It's only going to be available to certain people.
That's right.
That are going to get the opportunity to purchase it.
Cookie Face Army's having one soon.
Yep, I heard about that.
So are the tea bags.
The tea bags?
Yeah.
The tea bags are getting theirs.
Do you want to join my team?
The tea bags.
The tea bags.
What was yours again? I'm going to forget it all.
The Galactic Squad.
I think Johnny came up with a better one. What was Johnny's one for the... It was... I forgot what it was. Johnny made a... Galacticons.
Yeah, but then none
good.
of us are... Decepticons. That's
Cylons.
It
makes a little bit more sense.
Cylons, but it's not. Doesn't. Bacons and lons aren't the same. They're like different.
Squad Up has nothing to do with either one.
Actually, it does. Squad is in the squadron. Once again, Battlestar Galactica
was not a squadron.
No, but once again, there was a pilot in there that was big and important, and they all flew around. Well, Starbuck was one, but you
she
go
wasn't
ahead
even
and
the
they
lead
flew
pilot.
around. No, but she was important. So anyway, the thing is, what I'm saying is, there were pilots there, and they were a part of a squadron. So squad. That's it.
But they weren't a part
You just
of a
may not
squadron.
like it. You just may not
I don't
like it.
think
It's
you
not for
actually
everybody.
watched the show. I
You
feel
just
like.
may not be for everyone,
you
Joe.
watch the
I
show?
watched the show. I watched the show.
With the high pitched voice, that's really convincing.
Yeah.
You didn't watch the show.
Yeah, I watched the show. Yeah, I watched the show. I'm telling the truth clearly. I mean, my voice is,
I believe you, but I believe everybody.
There you go.
Unfortunately, you do.
I'm really gullible.
Cylons.
Sorry, Blackwing, you are not going to be able to get that Illuminati shirt. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, buddy.
That one's not going for you. All right, so let's get into this episode a little bit. So before we really dive in deep, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys remember about the power transfer?
Before watching it, all I remember was the sword, the moment where he holds up the sword.
That
and
was
the light
so
comes out.
weird.
That's all I ever really remember.
That Excalibur moment.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't remember this, but the part with the ring where I'm like, why does Zordon always withhold information? God damn it, Zordon.
Every time. And I was thinking about Lord Zed. Lord Zed was like, oh, I just happen to have my own Zord. I was like, what the heck?
Like
This whole
Shenron,
time?
that looks from like Dragon Ball Z.
Yes,
they definitely stole that.
Yes, they
image from
did.
Dragon
They
Ball
did.
Z.
They
definitely
came out
did.
there. I was like, oh, here it comes. We're gonna lend me your power.
Now, the one thing that I kind of always loved in it, like, we got another super chat. What's your favorite movie Ranger suit, 97, 95, or 2017?
97.
Yeah.
Aren't those the same?
No.
Oh.
The turbo suits, or
Yeah,
the
or the is it Ninja Turtle?
or the MMPR suits
Yeah.
from the first movie.
Yeah.
What's your
Actually,
favorite
no.
suits?
95. I just like the leather kind of thing. I always loved it.
Yep.
I don't know. Do we have visuals?
Ooh, shoot. I gotta go. I think I'm gonna go 2017.
Oh, the newest ones.
Because that actually looks like
It looks like a
They're
real like
bio-
superhero
Yeah.
armor.
They,
Yeah.
they look bio.
like out of all the suits, I
Mechanic.
would want that. That looks most protective and has the most high tech stuff to it. But
I like it. I like it.
And it makes the most sense to be a superhero,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in that style. I mean, they could have went the Green Lantern route, I guess.
That's what they decided. Hey, we saw where they made a mistake.
Pretty much.
Picture of the body double for a trainee's actor.
No way.
Jason, yeah.
You know that they can't hear you when you're talking to us.
All
and
right,
it's
so
dead
Jezzer,
silence, right?
so Jezzer has.
That's why we need headsets so
Yeah,
I
I
can
know,
hear
right?
him.
Right. No, not good.
So here's the deal. So the one thing I remember about this episode, and I touched on this, I think it was last week, where it was a big news exclusive from around the world. Like, who the fuck is covering the high school news beat and making this like a headline news? What newspaper is failing that bad where your headline exclusive is a peace conference with a bunch of high schools?
So it depends.
a bunch of them. There was like at least 4 different people
Four
in
different-
those like phone booths.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is.
But it's definitely not an exclusive. It's all
Hey,
four
hey,
people
hey!
have
Guess what's
the
going
same
on?
story.
Guess what's happening over here? Oh my God! You gotta break the news. It's gonna be big. So we got 3 students going around the world. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But I also
and they're
like
doing
how the
it
3
inside of a
students,
phone
they don't
booth.
even know. They didn't
Yeah,
get
no,
any notification
no.
whatsoever.
No,
and they were just
they
like, what?
did. They finally did on
From their friends.
on a hill.
Yeah.
You know,
In
during the
silhouette
sunset.
form.
Yes, exactly. Because
Being like, oh,
that
you got it?
Tommy
Cool.
moment. I mean, not Tommy. That Jason moment where Jason goes, "All right."
Yeah, and when it was like just the sun was setting.
Yeah.
And he, "All right." I was like, "Whoa! What did they do to him? Who did they choose to just do it?" And it was so bad.
Yeah,
It's
that didn't
so
match up
bad.
so well. I mean, this is clearly like they were stretching obviously for voice actors and a lot of footage. Let's dive into the episode a little bit. Now, we already got the peace conference kind of set up in past episodes where you had the teens from the different nations, which is super weird to me because they're all from different countries, which I find completely normal actually.
right.
But then you choose 3 kids from the same school, which are the same
And
nationality.
specifically,
Same city,
like,
same country.
yeah.
I mean, I know we're splitting hairs here, but I felt like the writers were like, we don't have any. Just do the dumb thing. Peace conference, sure.
They were like, look, just get them out of here.
Let
I don't care.
me ask you guys this though: if this were your show, if you were one of the writers on the show, how would you have written the 3 of them out?
I would have killed them.
All right, well, fair enough.
Honestly, I
Because
would have done the
that
same
emotional pull, there's no way that you could
thing. But
ever.
the thing is, I'm writing for a show that
look at
has-
that. There's the behind the
starts with-
scenes of the
starts with
stand-ins.
7-year-olds. What? Oh my god.
I mean, from a distance, though,
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, like from back here, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god. And then you're like, wait a minute. That's
So,
not Trini.
you would have killed him off. What
Yeah.
would you have done?
I'd like to kill off, but if she already chose that I have to choose something else, I'm gonna send 1 with the peace conference and 2 to some like school for like students that do great and blah 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 blah, and they just have to go. Like
That's
Jason,
worse than just saying
I don't know,
out there. Peace
Jason's
conference.
in some kung fu competition. Trini they send to the peace conference, and Zach.
But that's
somehow
you're
going
gonna
to
do
go
all
somewhere
that
for,
in one
for
episode.
jazz. No, it's just like, oh, it just happened to be. Yeah, because it's a kid show and we're already getting rid of them all anyway. I mean, what do you want me to
So
do?
what's the difference between doing that and the peace conference?
You just said if we didn't do the peace conference.
It should have
what
got
would we do?
political. Like Trini should have been like deported, and then you could have a whole
Oh my
episode
God!
of like
Wow!
about like immigration and like, hey, this is how the United States treats people.
I'm not in for any of this. The views of Elle are not necessarily the views of that hashtag show.
No, but then have it
Wow.
like be super horrible and be like, oh well, this is how America treats people.
I also think that
Reality.
I don't,
Reality.
I don't think I would have killed him mainly because you can't bring him back for like if they wanted to come back, which one of them ended up coming back.
Yeah.
So
I had contract issues. I didn't care about
I
you guys.
think what would I have done? Actually, you know what? I would have tried to have made them happy and then have them spin off and be the VR troopers and then bring in 3 new people.
Oh.
Maybe.
Uh,
Because at that time you gotta assume that VR troopers was gonna be a
yeah,
thing, right?
Right.
Or I would have just what else? I would have had them transfer schools to Stone Canyon.
Since we're getting the 3, we do like an exchange student.
like an exchange student type deal.
But who wants to transfer to Angel Grove too? Where I'm like, what? You
Well,
want to
they
go to the
did.
destruction school
They did
for better
ultimately.
cafeteria food?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Better cafeteria food and a little bit more action because everybody needs some. Right?
So this is obviously a 2-parter. Take us through. Chat me up about what you thought of this
first one?
of this first episode.
Okay, so the first episode we have the moment where they did do the introduction of why the students are leaving. Like I said, On Top of the Hill was hilarious to me. Horrible when it comes to sound. But moving on from there, it was just more of I forgot what was the monster in the first episode. I just remember the tick from the second one. 'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
the
I had
thing with
problems about
horns and-
Yeah, I had problems with him because I was like, why is he a country like and why isn't he his power did nothing? I don't understand why lights were coming out of his hands because I don't know what they did. But anyway, on the first episode, what was the monster?
It wasn't even a monster.
No,
that
they
was
had
a
to travel.
Shenron thing. They had to
travel.
go to that.
Yeah, okay.
Flying to a different world.
Yeah, they jetted again. They jetted again all the way to that other planet.
And everyone's like, oh, it's creepy. And then Kimberly, damn it, was like,
oh my
this
gosh.
is beautiful.
Because, well, it's pink. So that's why she was like,
But
oh, this
it's,
is
like,
beautiful.
desolate and
I don't-
destroyed
he
and,
said,
like-
No, they said it's been empty for thousands of years. And I was like, why are they in the downtown of Angel Grove? Because that's literally what it was, with floating balls over it in a pink sunset. And they were like, it's been desolate for thousands of years. I'm like, so they had corporate offices in this faraway planet for 1,000 years?
Yes.
I don't know. It was awkward. But it was funny. And the Shenron finally starts destroying the balls that are holding the city up, because that's what was going on. Those giant balls, they were like kind of like a gravity kind of field, and they're holding it up. So when he starts to blow it away, that's why you start to see it like shake, and I was like, oh, that made sense. So
See, I don't know like, how did Zed have this ginormous freaking dragon? Like, especially compared to like, what's his name, Jason Zord, where I'm like, that thing is huge. Why doesn't it just crush all the Rangers at once? Oh yeah, I did say that. That's naughty.
You missed it. But no, my God, that is so true.
I'm like, what? How can the Rangers even win? And they like, how did everything get destroyed except for the statue?
And why didn't Zed ever use it before where he can destroy a whole planet?
And
Dude!
Especially since he knew the Rangers were looking for the sword, just go and beam the statue up and be like, well, that's the end of that.
I mean,
episode's over.
It's interesting because I feel like, looking back as a kid, I actually really liked this episode. But even as an adult, I think it's a decent episode. Because it is pretty iconic that the 3 original Rangers are officially done, and now it almost feels like a new era.
Oh yeah,
in a way. And I actually think that overall, it's really hard for me to say who I liked better, Jason, Zach, and Trini, or Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. But
bits and pieces.
But iconically, always Jason, Zach, and Trini are going to be looked at as like the originals.
Yeah.
However, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha actually spend more time as the Mighty Morphin Rangers, which I find kind of ironic.
And they get their own movie, too.
And they also get their own movie. So, in the Power Ranger history, I guess it's just kind of like, maybe it's the first team that you kind of get so ingrained with, but the ones that actually served longer, technically making them better, would be Rocky, Adam, and Aisha.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Okay.
More character development, though, I think, with some of the characters we get later on with Rocky, Adam, and Aisha that we didn't get with Jason, Zach, and Trini. But I think they do a good job of Jason, Zach, and Trini's characters in general.
You know what I need to do, honestly? I need to go back and watch both films. Both, like, old Power Ranger, 95 and 97.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it since it's been in theaters, to be honest.
It's on, like, Netflix and everything. I need to go back and actually watch it, because I just haven't. And now I'm thinking about all these scenes, like, oh, Trini with the, or I don't remember which Yellow Ranger it was, with the lights on the...
Aisha.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I'll shine some light on the subject. That's what she said. And then all of a sudden she turns around, and now there are lights sticking out of her helmet that were never there before. She's like, all right, I'm looking around. Then later she turns around. Those are the suits
you like the most.
And then then she turns around, then they're gone again. And I was like, okay, that's how we're going to do this. I'm still in. And I love the suits. So, yeah.
I also never really got why they get different animals, but their suits don't upgrade to the said animals.
Yeah.
Because eventually they control a falcon, and he's still wearing a tiger outfit.
Well, I mean, like, their Zords, too, are completely different, but they still call them by their original dinosaur names. It's like, wait, what? Why is this name so long?
Let's talk about episode 1, some fun facts here. Finster, who appeared on previously in 2 for 1, appears next in The Wedding Part 1, is mentioned in Part 1 as Babu and Squat set up his sleep machine. Super Terra is used next in Rocky Just Wants to Have Fun. Footage of Jason, Trini, and Zach for this episode is recycled from both parts of Green No More, Welcome to Venus Island, Bloom of Doom, and Part 1 of The Mutiny. And the latter is also used previously in deleted footage. From deleted footage, sorry. The episode features the most Rangers at this point on a single team with 9 morphed Rangers, all at one time. Tommy wears green in Part 1 due to recycled footage. Zach's hair goes back to dreadlocks and then back to his high top from recycled footage. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No.
Tommy, Kimberly, and Billy meet up with Jason, Zach, and Trini on a sunset to conceal the actors' real identities that were the stand-ins.
Right. That's what he said, man.
Silverhorn's suit would later was later repainted green and have a long tongue and inserted it into the
all these names.
I don't know, but
monster names are so horrible.
Repellitor monster and a friend in need. That Silverhorn monster was recycled. Silverhorn himself also appeared later in the Super Nintendo game Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Fighting Edition.
Yep.
Jason, Zach, and Trini would be mentioned in Lights, Camera, Action, and one last time in the Great Bukala Escape, as they wrote a letter discussing the peace conference. Jason would also return in Zeo, Golden Homecoming, and appear in Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, and Forever Red as the Red Ranger once again later. It is said that the final unmorphed appearance of Zach and Trini, Zach appears morph in Legendary Battle alongside Jason, but it's unknown if the Yellow Ranger is Trini or Aisha in the Legendary Battle. That's interesting. That's an interesting one.
Shoot.
And that's Super Mega Force, obviously. Trini's actress, Twee Tring, we already know this. I'm not going to mention this.
No.
An episode is only... this episode is the only time Zach and Trini's surnames are given, with the reveal that Zach's full name is Taylor, and Trini's is Quan. Also, the 12th President of the United States is Zachary Taylor. Sending Squat and Babu to Earth to put people to sleep for the first time. Lord Zed is giving anything to do since taking over in the Mutiny.
Yeah, and it's a shock that he even knew they were there.
Right?
And they did a good job, which is a shock also.
I mean, kind of.
Well, they did mess it up until...
This episode was produced right after Rangers Back in Time. Yeah, this episode was produced.
Wait, really? Like, oh wow, that's a future episode, and this was produced.
This
wow.
is the last episode where Rami J. Sharif played Alpha 5. From now on, Sandy Selner would be in the suit.
Hey.
She also appeared. Sharif also appeared as Elf Number 2, and I'm Dreaming of a White Ranger. Richard Stephen Horvitz would continue to do the voice for Alpha all the way through Passing of the Torch. This episode is last time Joel Rogers does the voice of Zach for the archival footage of food fight used for lights, camera, action, and Paul F. Rosenthal and Judy doing the voiceovers for Jason and Trinity.
Oh my God! So that was Paul F. Rosenthal. He's like the executive producer at that time, isn't he?
No.
Wait, no, because at the end of it, like literally at the end of the show,
He might be. I don't know.
It says like executive producer Paul F. Rosenthal, while the dragon is like in that sunrise, and that's why I was like, what?
Due to Jason, Zach, and Trini keeping their Ranger suits, after the powers were given to Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, it's been theorized that the Sword of Light copied red, black, and yellow powers, serves as a possible way for Jason to access the power in Forever Red. Fan Theory Friday, I think we should discuss.
Yeah. Nice.
Part 1 marks a rare instance of the Thunder Zord arriving without being first shown in the transformation of the Dinozords.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky is the only Red Ranger to date to have never become a leader of the Power Rangers. That's not true, actually. The leader, but serves as the team's second in command to Tommy Oliver, which would last all up until the return of Jason and Zeo. However, that's not true. Because God, what was his name? I think it was Orico from Power. Yeah, it was Orico from Power Rangers, the Aquitar Rangers. He was also not the leader as a Red Ranger. So I feel like that. There are other ones too. All right, so let's talk about some of the errors. The news announcers give Jason. They say the wrong last name for Jason. They call him Jason Lee and not Jason Scott. It's Jason Lee Scott. That's his full name. In the news article, the Angel Grove Gazette, which said we talked about, hey, it's breaking news.
I'm in a phone booth. You can't believe what's happening. Kids are chosen.
The news article of the Angel Grove Gazette repeats the same paragraph over and over. It's almost identical how it was reported on TV.
Oh my God!
Zordon introduced Tor to the Rangers, despite the fact that the Rangers already used him in a giant forehead against the monster of global proportions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Fell upside down, right? Didn't
Zordon states that the deserted planet is light years away, and Goldar reports that the Rangers are teleporting there at light speed. Since light years is the distance that can be covered in 1 year at light speed, it would have taken the Rangers several years to
get
arrive.
there.
Despite having just started at Angel Grove High, Aisha's new locker was already full of random items.
That was weird. There was like a mango where I was like, is this Ernie's locker? I'm pretty sure this locker belongs to Ernie.
Hey kids, sorry that I had a locker here. You can take it now.
Right? Random fruit rolling out.
Part 1 ends with a false cliffhanger as Serpentera was destroying the deserted planet at the end of that episode, where Part 2 picks up Serpentera's back to just destroying buildings. When Serpentera shoots beams from its mouth, the Thunder Megazord can be seen behind the explosion, but it has not been formed yet. So those are the things that are in Part 1 of our fun facts here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Honestly, what did we think about it? Like, what stood out for either of you two?
I mean,
for Part 1,
it's telegraphed. You knew Rocky, Adam, and Aisha were going to take over.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not like it was a hidden secret.
I mean, it was to the Rangers though. They're like, who's gonna be the new Rangers?
Yeah.
And Zordon's like, I have a secret.
What random three people are you gonna pick, Zordon? You're crazy. And he was like, oh well, how about these three?
Let me ask you guys this: if you would you have rather have had like a precursor knowing who the 3 replacements were going to be, or would you rather them just kind of have 3 new people they just have to bond with, that they just randomly, like Zordon just chose these other kids from Stone Canyon?
Like it wasn't like Rocky, Adam or Aisha. It was.
Well, no, I honestly think
the whole time.
Imagine
these kids.
Imagine if you don't introduce Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, and Zordon's just like, these are the 3 new people, but they're from the different school, so that's the rival school. So you have this team of Rangers that have to end up working together, but they're from rival schools, and there's like this kind of like heat between the two, where it's like, all right, we have to get along with these guys, but we don't really like these guys. They don't really like us, but they have this growing of understanding.
That would be interesting.
Like, wouldn't that have been more of an intriguing story?
That would have been, actually, but those 3, I mean, man, they're ninjas. they were in that whole ninja competition.
That's
I
probably
had no
why,
business being
that's
there.
Yeah, I
probably why
didn't
they
notice
moved to
that.
Angel Grove.
You said I just had no business being there.
No business being a ninja.
Well, dude, her character at that moment was pretty cool when she did all that stuff.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
flipped
the
and
stunt
jumped.
actress?
Yes,
Yes.
the stunt actress. Whatever. I was like, oh, all right, fine, that's fine. I mean, compared to we knew at this time, Adam and
Jezra,
Rocky
where's my
were
liquids?
actual people that actually know what they were doing. Take the what?
So another thing too is I think that could have been a bit of more compelling storytelling. I also think that there was a great way that they kind of like. I wish that they would have given more of a send off of like, hey, we appreciate, because when Kimberly leaves and even when Billy leaves, and Billy leaves kind of like unceremoniously as well. They actually do like a small tribute to him at the end of it.
Okay.
They don't do anything for these three.
Well, they kind of just left in the middle, though. They
But
didn't
Billy
have
did
anything.
too. So when we get
Oh.
there, he kind of just in that same scenario.
Oh.
They aged him up. And it was a
Yeah.
completely different actor, and even when he's
that's
on
weird.
the viewing booth,
Yeah.
it's a completely different voice.
Oh,
They're like,
man.
oh, the
Oh,
transmission
that's
isn't coming
weird.
through clear because I'm on this water planet, right? I mean,
Right,
that's
that was
essentially what it is.
that was the thing. You're just like, what's going on here? That's really crazy. But yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, because
Still loved it,
when they return back to school after this conference, that's obviously not going to last their entire lives. They're like, well, now we know what Tommy felt like when he lost his powers. like, I don't know. I just feel like I would be really sad. I'd be like, wow, we were gone for like 3 days and we've been replaced.
Well,
So,
that
yeah,
was for me. It was just hilarious. Where their send off was, let's watch through the viewing globe as they get into a taxi.
And it
Or
wasn't
get
even
out
them.
of
It was
taxi,
just
yeah.
a picture of a
Right,
taxi.
it was a taxi.
And
It
you
was
just
kind of
assume.
like, oh, they're leaving. And you're
Because
like,
that's
what?
how you get to Sweden, is in a taxi
In a
from
taxi,
California.
Oh my god, it's like the Zack Morris of Trash. It was like, so then we look at the viewing globe and they were never seen again
But see,
because they possibly killed themselves.
But that's like crazy because they kind of did this whole transformation thing. It's like, why don't you just teleport to Sweden once you finish dealing with this monster?
No, they gotta have tickets, to prove that they're not.
Actually, Blackwing, Kim actually did get a tribute in the credits when she left. It was all of her training montage from when she was doing gymnastics, and even some of the first episode training montage as well. It is
nice.
if you go check out Netflix, it is a different shade of pink. It is in the final episode of that part 2.
Well, there you
Part
go.
two, whatever.
Thanks, Wikipedia.
Yes.
yeah,
Actually,
our
knew that answer.
personal Wikipedia. I love it.
I know a lot about this stuff, but I do think that it's kind of interesting to me, just the way that some of that stuff kind of goes down.
Yeah, it's like, but the destruction of the whole planet was just like.
Except for the statue.
Except for the statue. I just like Goldar was even like, my lord, is this overkill? Like, like one of those, like, because he was just, I'll do it myself, and he just like destroyed the whole planet. You're like, dude, whoa, slow down, just for a moment, man.
But I mean, it's deserted. Like, why didn't they do that to begin with when they know they're looking for just destroy the planet and where are they going to teleport to? And like,
yeah, that's true. He should have been
kind of like Star Wars. It's like, oh,
Yeah, I mean-
meteors. Like, no, that's where this planet. That's not
You're
where
like,
you-
oh no.
Yeah.
Zach and Trini actually are their storyline is actually picked up again in the Power Ranger comics.
Oh my god, it's so good.
And the
so
pink
good.
in the Pink Ranger miniseries, it is addressed that they are actually on a peace conference and they do this thing, and
They're a
Kimberly actually
couple.
recruits them. They're a couple. They
Oh.
get together.
Well, Zach and Dreamy.
And also in that that's when Tommy gets the letter that I think that
The Dear John.
the Dear John letter that her and Jason had been seeing each other.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Scandalous. But
Yeah.
also it's Kimberly.
It's
so,
Kimberly,
I mean,
right? It was like, not a shock, really.
Not a
Like,
shock.
maybe when you said it, both of you guys went, like, yeah, it's true. We've
think so?
established that about Kimberly already.
I think though that which team do you like better though? The Jason, Zach, and Trini, the Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. Which one are you more fond of? And the fans actually, I'm really curious to see what you guys.
That
are
is
you more,
true,
Are you
yeah.
more of the? Do you like the original group of 6 or the second group of 6?
I like Trini more than I like Aisha. I like
But-
Adam, even though I love Zach. And
Yeah, those two are
Rocky,
hard.
Yeah, and Rocky
I like
and
Jason more than Rocky.
See, I like Jason more than Rocky, but Rocky pulled a place in my heart, man, because he was like, yeah, I'm stupid, but I'm cool.
But he
And it was
wasn't-
like,
see,
I love you, man. 'Cause
it's-
you're like, you're not worried about it.
I think that early on with Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, though, I think that early on they still try to write them in this form of like, hey, they're all smart kids, they're all
Yeah.
good kids, blah blah blah. But finally, when you get to Zio, they're like, listen, we have to give some flaws here.
Yeah, exactly.
So you make Rocky not the smartest guy. You make Adam still the shy one. You know, you do different things. You really don't do anything with Aisha.
No, with Aisha, you just kind of, all right, well, we need something to be, oh, here, Aisha, go stand there. All right, good, we're good. Like, that's it. She was a stand-in for whatever was needed at the time. Oh, we need someone that's really smart.
She actually, her story ends up kind of strange also, the way she kind of, like, leaves the show. I mean...
She didn't go to Africa. It's the other one
she
that
goes to
Oh,
Africa.
it is her.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
We're going to get there. It gets kind of really weird.
Yeah.
At a point there.
Yeah. Very, very awkward. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun ride. You will enjoy it.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, in the group that we have right now, these 6, we get these 6 for quite a while. Oh, yeah. So they continue out season 2. They're in the majority of season 3 together. Mm-hmm. We will eventually get a new Pink Ranger towards the end of season 3.
Oh.
But
we're good. I'm excited for that.
We're stuck. We're stuck.
You wanna make MJ Spud mad?
What?
You wanna make MJ Spud mad real quick?
Why?
I watch it. So you know how Zach and Trini end up together? Yeah, he'll watch it. You know how Zach and Trini end up together. I'm just thinking, you know, at prom, it would be kind of cool if maybe you and I just share a dance, you know? Just share a dance. No? Yeah?
Okay,
you know?
okay, I could...
I'm Zach, you're Trini, yeah, well...
All right.
Okay, cool.
Wait, and people were getting mad at me for saying that I
I'm just messing with MJ Spud. He knows I'm just mad. I wouldn't do that because I don't want to get stabbed.
Who are you going to prom with?
Tony.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah. I know she just came back into town, so it's like, I forgot all about her.
Wow.
Did while she was gone. She was
wasn't even in top 3.
No.
But,
boy, oh boy. Never gonna live that down. Nope. Top 5. Drake said it. Straight.
I listen. I never thought. I just wanted to say that. No, for real. I think that with everything that we have coming up, I think this group of Rangers go on the most iconic journey together. Mm-hmm. Because I think some of them were some of the cooler episodes are during this team's run. You get Green Ranger versus White Ranger, which I really, really liked. You get. I think Adam personally is probably the best actual like fighter on the team.
Yeah,
like the moves that he does, it's pretty impressive.
Oh, and they're fluid though, and it's like he's so,
which is funny because actually I always thought the same thing about Zach too because his style was just
his
so
was
smooth.
like a dancing kind
of. It was kind of like a the Brazilian kind of like thing, you know.
But it was so smooth, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Adams is just like. You know, you're like, oh, dude, did he just like hit that dude 4 times? And like, it looks like he only did it once. And you're like, dude, that's so good.
But you know what? There's a noticeable difference though, because I'll be honest with you, Jason was yoked. Both of these guys comparative to Jason.
Right before Jason left, he was probably the biggest he's been on the show, I think, because he was just like, and it was the sweat and veins are always moving. And I was like, who is he gonna fight in a second? Give him the green one.
Liberations.
Why green?
I'll take the purple one. She'll take the...
I have water.
Oh, dang. That's right. I forgot. Green Ranger.
I would not be the Green Ranger.
I like those colors, though.
Yeah, right?
The muted kind of...
Yeah, right?
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
What the hell is this? This is... Oh, Chardonnay. Trade me.
All right, fine.
It's a wine?
I'm classy.
Oh, we need to get this sponsorship.
One is called like Uncanny. It looks like X-Men drinks.
What else do we got to talk about with this?
Actually, what is it?
Guys.
Well, the second episode really.
Oh yeah, we didn't get into the second episode.
What do we even rate the first?
Rose one.
What would I rate the first episode?
Yeah, the first part 1.
Part 1 is a good setup, though.
Right, it was, and really for
I gotta go solid 3.5.
Good.
What do you guys give it? What do you give it?
I don't know. Like, I was actually pretty excited. I almost want to give it a 5. Like, I really like that giant dragon thing that never shows up again.
Yeah,
it does. It does.
Well,
it does.
Say later.
Oh yes, I'm so
Again.
excited. I love that thing.
Rocky's episode.
It also shows up in Forever Red.
Yep.
When there's like 10 Red Rangers in one episode.
Oh man, do they go after the Dragon Balls? Because I just
they do actually.
It's interesting. Goku
what do you give it?
Actually, I give it a 5. I loved everything as far as the setup for it. Even though there are hokey parts, it was all like, yeah, I get it and I love it. And they just kept building until we got to the to be continued. And then everything went downhill.
Yeah,
so,
that second part.
Episode 2.
What? You guys didn't like the second part?
Boy, man, oh, Manowitz. It felt like there was so much.
What the fuck is a Manowitz?
Manowitz.
Who's Mano Manowitz?
No, it's just like it's something people. You haven't seen Infinite.
Who says
Infinite Playlist?
or-
You haven't seen Nick and North's Infinite Playlist?
I didn't like that
She
one,
says Mano Manowitz. It's cute.
Anyway, go ahead.
Right?
Continue on.
So on the second episode, for me, it was like, okay, first, what the heck is this tick that showed up? And it's supposed to be a tick, but I don't know what it really was.
It
and
just looked really
horns.
weird.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it
and
was.
it shot out like Technicolor Dreamcoat, like rainbows and everything. I didn't know what was happening there, and none of them, like those rainbows, didn't hurt or affect anyone. He was like, "Oh, look, and I have putties," and I was like, "Oh, okay, they're gonna be different putties." Nope, same putties coming out of trees. Then he just goes like this for a bit, and then they fight him for a second, and then I make him grow.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but why are they chained to the tree like Adam, Rocky, and Aisha? Why?
Okay.
How
So,
did they get caught?
They
forgot about that.
They showed
But
up.
yes.
They showed up because they had to try to stop Squat and Babu,
Yeah.
who were doing with the
Yeah.
machine. And Zordon, in his infinite knowledge, said, "Let me send these kids that are unmorphed to fight with Squat, Babu, and a bunch of putties. They're just putties. They'll be fine."
Yeah.
No, they weren't just putties. They were putties that whooped them and beat them and tied them up.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, so that's so they lost.
Yeah,
So-
they lost.
I was like, wait,
They were
what? 'Cause-
outnumbered, though.
But
That
it
was the
looked like they were
problem.
doing really good, and
They
they know
were,
like they're
right?
ninjas. Like, how do they not?
They were
beat five
outnumbered.
buddies?
You're a ninja.
Is it
You're
kind of
hidden.
crazy to you guys that the Rangers just haven't beat Squat and Babu? Have you thought really?
Like,
thought
I
about
never
that?
thought about like where they're like fighting and they're like, and he just throws something against Water Babu.
But
Like,
why didn't
that'd be
Why
it.
doesn't Zordon ever just send them to Rita's palace and
That's
just
what
take
I
out,
was saying,
just
right?
take out Finster?
Yeah, that'd be
take
it.
out Finster.
Just and
Well,
not even Finster,
you know
but
why
just
you can't
Because
just
Finster's
destroy
gonna-
the vacuum
this is
machine.
gonna sew the Rangers' ass and mouth. It'll be like a rainbow centipede.
That's exactly why they're
I
like,
mean-
no, Rangers, I could never send you to Finster. Why? There's a reason I don't have a body. That's all. It's like, oh God, really?
I do think it's funny.
That's really good. I like that.
I really
that is
think
new.
it's funny that we've made Finster the most sinister villain there's ever been.
We
on Power
did
Rangers,
not.
the general.
It was
the Boom
Kyle.
Studios
It was
comic.
Kyle.
He
Kyle,
didn't write that.
who did write that?
I don't remember, but it was in the annuals. It was a different
So
writer. But
okay, so Boom Studios. It's not our fault
You
that
don't
you
wanna F
turned
Finster.
him.
No.
No.
if I was a Power Ranger and I knew everything about Finster, I'd be like, yeah, Zordon, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
we're good. We're good.
But
Let
Zordon
him make
keeps
as many
all the
monsters as he
secrets, so
wants.
he's so good at secrets. I just like, hey, here's some bats. Just pound the machine a little bit.
But-
You don't even have to defeat Finster.
On the flip side of this, though, maybe it's a good sign that Zordon is keeping the secret about Finster being so crazy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because they would be like, here's my power
Yeah,
point.
they're like,
I am
wait,
done.
yeah, who are you having me fight?
You
Wait,
have the power sword now,
this
right?
guy- yeah,
All right.
right.
Like they got to go to Sweden. Hey, I'm actually gonna go
I'm
somewhere.
gonna leave
Yeah.
too. You know, you can find other people to transfer my power to. Because
So
once you tell me what's going on,
this is interesting because, all right, so this is a bit of a spoiler, not necessarily a spoiler. This show's like 25 years old, but like, this is kind of weird because, okay, so you can leave being a Power Ranger if you get opportunity to be like in the peace conference.
okay.
Right? Kimberly leaves because she enters the Pan Global Games.
Yep.
Right? Aisha goes to Africa.
Cool.
I guess.
That's just something people do. She became the new Oprah and started a school or
Well,
something.
Rocky broke his back, so he had to stop.
God,
being a
dude!
Ranger.
Wait, wait, like Batman?
Whoa!
Like, yeah, he does.
In the field, like was
You
it
remember when he
happening?
flies out of the ring doing a kick in the movie, and he just lands on
Oh,
his back?
that's when he.
Yeah,
they
that's
bring
his.
him
And then,
back.
then the little kid Justin has to take his place.
Oh
You know?
my God! Wait, but the little kid shows up. Justin is in blue though.
Yeah, but Rocky ends up being the Blue Zeo Ranger.
Oh,
Remember?
that's
And
right.
then he
And
becomes
then-
the Blue Turbo
so
Ranger.
then- but he breaks
But Rocky, and not even fighting a
God.
monster, he just tries to do a flip kick practicing, and he breaks his back.
Oh no!
Dear God! Wait, that is so dark. I mean, I didn't remember that.
You remember that?
I blocked it out. Trauma. It's what happened.
I can't
Like
wait
you
to
were
get
a
there.
Power Ranger for this long, and then all of a sudden it's like,
Was it clip?
And then-
that's true. You're the Power Ranger for so long. You fought like bad guys that would
It's like
destroy
one
the
of
world
those
with
things,
a snap.
though.
And then here it is.
Weird.
Basic fight. You try to do a flip and.
well, like that's
it.
a sign of you getting older. You know, it's like I used to not get hangovers, but after like 26,
Oh, yeah, that's
like,
true.
Oh
That's
man,
true.
life-
You're like,
life-
well,
Brutal.
that's
Yeah.
Brutal. Yeah. No, I feel
Yeah.
you on that. And then Tommy, Jason, Kat, and Tanya all leave because they pretty much graduated high school, and Zordon's
Does
pretty
Zordon only like children?
much kind of weird, right? So, yeah. So let's.
Oh, hello!
No.
We just found out. We just found out.
Alpha's like, yes, this is my plot all along.
and then he replaces, because he puts little Justin into a.
Oh, jeez, man!
Justin.
Why are you guys making Zordon this horrible person now?
Zordon made
now we're
himself
taking
this
for
horrible
different
person.
reasons.
Look, Zordon did this to himself. Oh, God. He's like, yes, Alpha. I've noticed that Tommy's getting a lot older.
It's like Menudo.
You're gonna change that, fix that, aren't you, Alpha? I might on it. He's like, good.
But then you
Younger.
replace him with new high schoolers, which are like TJ, Ashley, Carlos, and
But when they had to replace Rocky, I just thought about it. He's like, how about this teen? This blah blah. Younger. Okay, Zordon. How about this teen? He's 15.
Tommy
Younger.
did graduate Blackwing, and they make it very specific. Tommy just decided to skip out on graduation and race cars. Like because Billy's like, or somebody's like, oh, Tommy already picked up his diploma.
Oh yeah.
They make it very clear.
Tommy picked up his diploma and he's actually headed out. Where is he?
I can't believe Tommy graduated. He never even went to school. I feel like that's all a lie.
He was never in class.
He becomes a goddamn doctor, okay, guys?
Right.
He does.
He
Dr.
does.
Tommy Oliver.
He does, actually.
Good for him.
And
for not graduating high school.
It shows that you can turn your life around.
That's
What
right.
kind of doctor? A paleontologist,
Yes.
but still.
Yeah, dude.
Or as Elle would say,
No, don't bring it back up.
it's not a real.
Oh man,
is he
I can't.
a real doctor?
A real doctor?
Like, I mean, affecting other people's lives on the daily. I
Oh
guess
my
paleontologists
God.
do too, but I was just like, if he's like a
Do
surgeon.
paleontologists though? I mean, do archaeologists also affect people's lives on a daily basis? No.
Not really. I mean, because paleontologists like
That's
they
why
say,
I'm like,
oh, I
if he
found
was
this
like
on-
We used to
actually-
have an archaeologist on our show, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a
she
legit
was.
archaeologist.
Indiana Jones type, like.
Oh man, I love that.
Well,
Adventuring?
like, but without the adventuring, without the whip, without the leather jacket, without
that's what
the cool
makes Indiana
phrases,
Jones Indiana
without
Jones,
the
man.
fights.
Well,
without-
anyway, they're
okay, so
training
she's
and
just a
whoops.
archaeologist.
I mean, that's cool too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tommy improves his life. He turns it all around.
So wait, he has this the clip of the back break.
Oh.
Oh my God. Okay.
This is
Oh God.
This is like their coach was like really hyping them up, and he was like telling them like, "Hey, like you got to get into it." The clip's not playing; it's just a still of him
It's just a
sitting
still?
on the ground. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there it is.
And he's like, well, "You got to work hard." He flips out of the ring. You guys remember that?
What? How did he overshoot that so much?
Look at that. He's like, oh, you gotta work hard. You gotta go like that. Whoa!
And them getting
he
out of the ring is like
wants
the Three Stooges, by the way.
Oh yeah, my God, it is. Oh
yeah,
my
that's how he breaks
God.
it back.
Yeah, right.
That's how,
Oh,
and that's
jeez.
how he stopped being a Power Ranger.
Can we get Steve down here as soon
I
as
tried
possible?
getting him for this episode.
Dang,
I texted him.
man. If he wasn't so busy, Steve, I need
But let's
you
be
here
real.
because I
Steve
want to
was
ask
also
you, man.
here. We would not be talking about this.
No, we wouldn't
Okay.
actually. No, because Steve wouldn't want to. Steve wouldn't want to talk about it after all. He's like, yeah, you guys know what happened. And we're like, oh yeah, but Steve, just tell me. When they were like, all right, so in this scene, you're gonna jump out and break your back. You had to be like, wait, what?
Like,
what?
I can't go some other way, like
Like,
more
really?
dignified.
No,
Like,
they're like, no. Back break is perfect, man. It's gonna be great for your character.
but
that's not good at all.
like
Carver.
anything else?
Well, I mean,
Anything else?
No. Back breaking.
Hey guys,
that's
everybody
what
can
it is.
relax. Rocky will come back this season on Super Dino or Super Ninja Steel, Ninja Super Steel, whatever it's called.
There you go.
So he'll be back.
There
He's
you
the Red
go.
Ranger.
There you go.
Relax about it.
I love Rocky, man.
Do you?
I do well because I like Steve.
I like Steve
That's
too.
why. That's why.
You haven't met a lot of the Rangers, right? Doing this, you've met a ton.
I've
but
met
like,
a few.
I haven't met anyone.
well, you will.
Oh my
Just
gosh,
get ready.
you're gonna love Morphicon. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, you're gonna. It's.
Except for Yoshi randomly at a bar.
No, Yoshi doesn't drink though.
We were at Comic Con.
Oh,
We were during
gotcha.
Comic-Con.
I love Yoshi. I haven't seen that guy in almost a year. Like it was last year the last time I hung out with him.
Yeah.
But Peter, I see all the time. I was gonna ask you. Now knowing them like we do, does it make you give you more insight onto some of their characters, or make you appreciate some of their characters more? I'll give you because I have an example. Allison Sullivan's character Taylor on Wild Force, I hated that character.
Oh.
But I love Allison as a person.
Yeah. And now it influences your opinion.
Right. It makes me think of it
Okay.
differently. But
It's
it's
true.
just a lot
Honestly,
different
it's very true because David Yost, honestly, I was like, oh, God, I hate everything about Billy. He's so annoying, blah, blah.
Billy's so
and
sweet.
then when you talk to David Yost, you're just like,
Really?
He's so nice.
I haven't heard that same sentiment from everybody else.
He was nice to me.
Chester doesn't like David Yost.
He was nice to me, and because he was nice to me, I was just like, oh wow, huh? And I think it was because we were talking to Walter, and then he kind of came over, and then it became a thing.
All right, better leader. We talk about this all the time, but better leader, Jason or Tommy?
It's got to be Tommy.
It is Tommy, even though he's late for everything. Tommy is definitely, but
he has more like the team ideals of like, okay, we got to
people watching, better leader, Jason or Tommy?
Tommy fans, I want to know. I mean, Tommy did know how to do the 1, 2, 3, and then make.
See, all right. So Layla says, unpopular
make the
opinion,
magic
Tommy is overrated. I don't think so at all. If you really think about it,
he's like the fan favorite.
Not only the fan favorite, but how can you be overrated when you've been like 5 different Rangers? I mean, that's
true.
That means you're on par with.
So then, is he Power Rangers Deadpool or Wolverine?
No. Maybe Wolverine,
yeah.
Okay.
Like, or Batman for sure, but like I wouldn't say I wouldn't put him on that level of like Deadpool. That's a completely different thing.
Much.
I mean, oversaturation, sure, maybe I can totally see that, but overrated, disagree.
Okay.
I think those are two different terms that I think people kind of need to.
Yeah, maybe
really
oversaturated and used a lot.
I'm sure there are other fan favorites that people have. Jason being one of them. Me personally, I think Jason's overrated. I like Austin as a person. Austin as a person is great. Like the actual Austin St. John as a person is an amazing dude. But Jason, the character, is overrated. You got to think he has this huge legacy, but he was barely on the show. He was on the show in the first season, and then barely in the second season, and part of Zeo.
Oh,
he has all this fanfare if you really think about it. But it's like, well, he was kind of overrated.
He wasn't really there for
like it's somebody that's underrated to me. Adam, that dude was there from Mighty Morphin all the way to Turbo, and would have continued on. Had Saban not said, you know what, we're just after Jason David Frank leaves, we're gonna just reboot the whole cast. So I think he's a little underrated.
Okay.
But I don't think Tommy's overrated. What's your take? What's your hot take?
No, I like Tommy. He was like one of my favorite Power Rangers.
Cool story, bro.
It is.
Oh my god.
But like, I don't know, I like Gold. He's the only one that represents Gold too.
Jason is
got a point.
Blackwing's like Jason's. Yes, Jason's completely overrated as a character. Think about it. He's cool, but he's overrated, mainly because you got to think, guys.
He just makes bad decisions.
He went from being the leader to getting it taken away when he was still on the team.
And he was okay with it, too.
He was like, okay with it.
Well, because he knew how, he was like, yeah, well, you're right.
And then he leaves for about 3 years, comes back in Zeo, and still can't be the leader of that team.
Can't be the leader, but he is OP'd, right?
Well, he loses his powers. I mean, how OP can you be?
I don't know.
He's like dealing with a lot of stuff at home, man. Like his dad.
His dad ripping off his sleeves.
He has a lot of emotional issues.
That was the legacy. Like he walks in the house and his dad's like, "You're a Scot, son," and tears off the sleeves every day. It's like,
yeah, like he's dealing with a lot of stuff.
Austin, but the character Jason, I feel, is a little overrated. However, he was dealing with a lot at home. That sleeve thing is definitely
that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work. You don't wear those in this house, you know. And his dad's all like drunk and tearing off his sleeve.
What's this?
It has to be a problem.
Okay.
That's why he can never reveal that he's a Power Ranger to his parents, you know, because they have sleeves. And he was like, no, that's part of my identity. One of the rules is to never reveal. Like, people are going to notice my guns, Dad.
Oh my God!
Oh, wait, I'm really curious, Blackwing. Please explain to me how you think Jason is not overrated, and please explain to me what your definition of overrated is, because it actually has a definition. You can't just say things.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, words,
you can, sure,
yeah,
but there's
words mean things. Guys.
I mean, the word overrated has a very specific meaning.
Hashtag words mean things. Make that trend.
It is a real thing.
Yeah. Like hashtag words mean things.
He is definitely overrated. Yeah, that's my own personal.
Yeah, I do want to know, why do you think?
I mean, here's another reason how you can tell that the character's a little. I mean, is he a cool character? Absolutely. Iconic? 100%. Overrated? Yes. And I'll tell you why. Okay. Forever Red, when he comes back, who's the leader of that whole squad? You guys know? Anybody know?
No.
Tommy. Tommy's the leader out of all the leaders.
Oh, jeez.
So,
yeah.
He is the leader out of all the leaders. So what is it? I mean, sure. But then Jason kind of shows up as like this, like, you know, like this renegade guy in his leather, which is fine. It's super cool.
The leather jacket,
but,
I remember
but he's definitely not taking
on a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, he was bad A.
He was super cool in that episode.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm buffing the leather jacket.
All right, so let's get to comments, which is something we usually like to do here.
Comments from last week. Thank you. We appreciate it.
We have about 67 comments from Robin Chan.
We're going to cut them down, Robin Chan.
Robin, actually, no. I'm going to challenge Robin.
Okay.
This episode, I want 100 comments from you.
Wow.
Write 100 comments.
Wow.
Please. No. We're not gonna read it though, but I want.
No, we'll go through and figure out
But
which ones are the
93 have
best.
to be fan fiction.
Yeah, 93 need to be fan fiction about
Yeah.
Lance Bass and Ernie.
Oh yeah, because you wrote some great stuff. That's right.
The other 7
Forgot.
could be about Power Ranger General. Lance Bass. They don't even know.
Nah,
who
nobody
he
knows
is.
Magnum is yet.
You want to come here
Go.
so people could...
No, nobody wants to see Steve
Go.
Wozniak right now. Nobody wants to. No. All right, so from Cyril Moore, awesome episode review, guys. I love you. Thank you. We appreciate the love. We love you just as much. Just putting it right back out there. Now, Layla. Now, Layla, sometimes she goes in, so I want to see what's going on. What the heck?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm putting Blackwing on the spot because you clearly, obviously, have your wrong views of Power Rangers. It's fair
Wow,
to say.
just straight up putting
I mean,
him under the bus.
Call it like you see it. Here's the deal. He's just wrong. First of all, he didn't even know that Kimberly had a send-off video, which actually happened and it was corrected. Thank you, Thomas Franco, for even confirming that. Secondly, I don't understand how... I just don't... Sometimes it's like people say words, but they don't necessarily know what those words mean, right?
Words mean things.
Have you ever had a
Oh my God,
conversation with
t-shirt.
somebody and they say, you know, let's conversate. Conversate's not a
Conversate isn't a word. You converse, guys.
And this is exactly that. I don't necessarily know. I don't think he knows what the word overrated means.
It's just something now that his use or idea of the word overrated is overrated. Unfortunately.
How about like verisimilitude? That's like a $10,000 word.
Yeah, I don't think it means what you think it means.
Right?
I don't think you keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Oh man, Princess Cart's
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite.
Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So, Layla says, "Oh, and the screen. You saw that, right? It just went right black right in front of me."
You're too slow.
Yeah,
you gotta make sure you touchy it.
Oh God.
What's the passcode?
I need it's locked. It's locked.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
Now everybody knows stuff.
Post your comments in the live chat.
Oh my
We
God.
can
I
read them
just
there.
watched Spaceballs, and when that moment happens, and they're like, "Really? That's what you put as your lock code?" That's what idiot puts on their luggage, and then finally somebody comes in, they're like, "Oh, I need to change my luggage." Oh God. All right, there it goes. I love it. All right, perfect.
All right, so hold on. Mr. Merrill says Jason beat Tommy the Green Ranger. That makes him greater. The whole team beat Tommy as the Green Ranger.
Oh yeah.
And Tommy ended up taking Jason's job. So I would say questionable of who deserves that.
So Layla says, now we are to the episodes that I dread the most from MMPR era. I hate it when the actors leave the show because the send-off is terrible. Even though the original 3 and David Yost walked off set and writers had to work around it somehow. Anyway, great show as always. Daniel, your design is amazing. Thanks, I appreciate it. Also, stop teasing me with the live audience and everything.
What's that?
Layla. So we're not teasing you. There's actually a live audience.
There is.
Yeah.
Make some noise.
Guys, can we make some noise here for a live audience today? There you go. See? There's a live audience. I'm not lying here. I'm not. Look at that, dude. Burping too. We're not even joshing you. It's true. All right. So, let me see. Blah, blah.
No, it's cool. You could have slammed that. He could have slammed that.
You can slam that. That's
He
fine.
just slammed it.
You're going to make me move to California the second I graduate from high school. Well, it's not always the best thing. It's really expensive here. You wrote a few. We're going to do what we always do. We're going to pick the one best one. Let me see.
Scan them to make sure you get the best one.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh boy, this one's meaty. I don't know if that's. Oh, her pitch. You want to hear her pitch?
Sure.
All right, her pitch. How's this for a pitch? That's what she starts off with. Setting: Metropolis City of Sunny Venture. Sunny Venture, something familiar.
What the hell? What is she pitching?
Like, is this a Power Rangers episode? Or is this a fan fiction?
She's pitching the member for... Oh my God, you weren't here. She's pitching... No, you were here. You're the one that said it. She's pitching her pitch of Q Ranger.
That's on the other... No, we're not reading that. That's on the regular wrap-up, not the retro wrap-up.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
Bookmark that for later, for next week, next Saturday.
She talks about Zeo for a little bit. She also talks about Bulk and Skull. Or the Dear John letter.
I got a question, Robin. Do you ever think that you can just make it one long comment?
No.
Maybe? We are buffering. We're buffering pretty bad, actually.
It just started happening.
All right, let me see. Bulk and Skull. So Buck and Skull followed the team leaders thinking they're the Power Rangers and find the chocolate coins. The chocolate coins will come back again in a different season of Ninja Steel, except they're not coins, food or thought for thought. Oh, I'm sorry. Food for thought.
I was like,
What?
the chocolate coins come back except for they're not coins and
They're
not
not
chocolate.
coins. Yeah, they're not coins
Like, wait,
or
what?
chocolate. You're welcome. You're like, wait, so what are they? Goodbye. I'm done with this. Women love them and everything like that. And
It's probably because Mark turned it off, and then we gotta just
Go for it.
we're on.
Yeah.
Guys, the internet's really bad, but we got through most of the show. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna be on next week for the Retro Ranger wrap up.
Yeah.
So join us then, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Our new time slot.
Pacific time.
Pacific Standard Time.
Oh yeah, standard because yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be it. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. We might be doing a Pop Culture Renegades, like I'm gonna call it the Shoot the Shit Show.
It's kind of like After Dark, guys.
It's gonna be like After Dark, but it's gonna be on tonight. So it'll be. I'm not sure who's gonna be on it yet, but it could be me. It could be him.
I mean,
it might be you. Probably won't be though.
I'm already red.
I know Johnny's coming. I know Migdalia's here. I know Jazzer's here. Josh is sitting right there. So it's definitely a possibility this Shoot the Shit show could be
huge.
PCR's rebranding. If you want to get to know us more, check us out over there on Pop Culture Renegades. And that's going to be just about us talking about us.
Yeah.
So that sounds super egotistical, but I think that's my
favorite
subject
quality is that I'm
talking
so
about
humble.
Me. But that's going to do it for us, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can everyone find both of you on Soch?
I'm LT on Instagram. It'll say somewhere down here if we're not buffering.
You can find me at Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. And
On all social media.
You can find me at that hashtag Joe.
But
On
go
all
and
social
check us out. But again, Pop Culture Renegades later tonight. That might be a call-in show. It's almost going to be a format of Ask Me Anything. We're just going to talk about whatever, and we're going to engage you guys. So just join us up over there. That'll be on later tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending
in geek pop culture.
Oh my God!